The betrayal that ended Summer House. You thought Amanda Batula was in her healing era, right? Everyone bought the story she was breaking free from Kyle Cook. But on March 31st, the mask slipped. The biggest Summer House scandal dropped. Amanda Batula and West Wilson hard-launched a romance. She shattered the girl code. Yes, with the exact guy who broke her best friend Ciara Miller's heart on national television. Ciara called the cast morally bankrupt. Amanda wanted to be the hero. Actually, she's the villain. The receipts prove this mess started early. Stick around. The real timeline is wild. Start with the timeline. The timeline doesn't lie. Amanda and Kyle Cook announced their separation on January 19th. Gossip blog Dumois dropped the first sighting of Amanda Batula and West Wilson together in New York City on March 5th. Within roughly 6 weeks of publicly announcing her split, she was out in the city with Ciara's ex. Those are just the confirmed sightings. Fan accounts were tracking this for weeks. The evidence was piling up fast. TikTok caught them first. Reddit pieced together the rest. Fans matched backgrounds and photos and cross-referenced locations. They kept turning up at the same restaurants on the same nights. This wasn't two friends casually bumping into each other. It was a pattern. West sat down on Watch What Happens Live on March 24th. He looked Andy Cohen directly in the face. Andy asked about the rumors. West said, and I quote, "That's a friend." He claimed he just had to show her the streets a little. This happened just 7 days before their joint confession. He called her a friend on live television while Bravo fans tracked their Manhattan dinners. That is not protecting privacy. It is lying with a smile. Amanda pulled the same move on February 3rd when a reporter asked her directly if she was dating anyone from the cast. She said she wasn't touching any of her cast members and that she loved them dearly but was good. And that quote aged catastrophically. When they finally ran out of room to deny it, they dropped the joint statement on March 31st. The language was carefully written with soft edges and vague accountability, claiming it was never their intention to purposely hide anything. They said they needed a little space to process things privately, and that what developed recently was the last thing either of them expected. Every single line is designed to sound thoughtful while saying nothing, and there is no mention of Ciara by name. There is no acknowledgement that West told this same woman he couldn't commit on a televised reunion couch, and no acknowledgement that Amanda held Ciara through that exact heartbreak before she started texting the guy responsible. Kyle Cook told interviewer Adam Glynn on April 1st that he only figured out what was happening over the weekend, which means he found out the same way the rest of the internet did. He said he and Amanda spoke before the statement went out, but he also said West threw his friendship away in one clean swoop. Kyle accused him of being strategic and specifically calculating a redemption arc with the audience while making moves nobody could see coming. Strategic is the right word, because the fallout and the shade prove that the only people who didn't see this coming were the ones who trusted them most. Ciara Miller's fallout and the morally bankrupt cast. So how did Ciara Miller actually find out her best friend was dating the guy who shattered her heart? She found out the same way we all did, by scrolling online. The very next night, she had to walk a red carpet for Apple TV, and when a reporter asked how she was holding up, she just smiled and said, "I'm good. Well, I've been better." Then she dropped the 3 words that defined this entire mess. Everyone's morally bankrupt. When you hear the phrase morally bankrupt, you really feel the weight of it. It isn't just about being angry, because it represents the total collapse of trust in her entire circle. This is the same woman who sat right beside Ciara on that season 8 reunion couch. Amanda literally held her hand while West told Ciara he couldn't commit to her, and he even had the nerve to blame the show for his hesitation. He took her to meet his parents and his brother, and they even went to a wedding together as a couple. When he finally ended things on camera, Amanda was right there to mop up the tears. But fast forward to now, and she's the one texting him goodnight. The cast instantly fractured into teams as soon as the news broke. Paige DeSorbo and Hannah Berner addressed the drama on their Giggly Squad podcast days later. Paige told listeners that Ciara is their real friend in real life, and they have been consoling her and standing behind her 100%. Then she dropped the dig of all digs by saying they would never capitalize or monetize off of a friend's heartbreak. That was a direct shot at the calculated statement Amanda put out. Hannah pointed out that when Ciara first joined the show, producers wanted them to be enemies fighting over a guy, but they became genuine friends instead. Lindsay Hubbard has been way less subtle about whose side she's on. She commented, "Is he the bag?" on a gym post that announced West as a guest trainer. Then she took the shade even further. She teamed up with her ex-fiancé, Carl Radke, for an Uber Eats ad. The video literally called Carl a mess. Lindsay handed him a tissue and dropped a comment saying, "I unblocked him for this." She will literally unblock her ex just to mock the drama. She also posted a photo with Ciara that same weekend. She confirmed West never reached out to her. She told a friend at Easter brunch she just wants the reunion over with. Kyle Cooke is trying to play every angle at once. In a TikTok interview, he called West's move a wild betrayal. He invoked the bro code. He accused him of performing a redemption arc for the cameras while scheming off-screen. But then he pivoted. He said he's worried about Amanda getting cyberbullied. He's publicly mourning a bro code violation while privately texting his ex. It feels like a total performance. The receipts just keep getting messier. Let's look at West's first Instagram story after the news broke. Was it an apology? Nope. He posted a video hanging out in downtown Indianapolis with TikToker Soho Brody. He acted like nothing happened. He's eating up this villain attention. Add that to the new headline claiming he was in an exclusive relationship with another woman last week. He was likely playing multiple women at the same time. Let's tally the score. Amanda Batula shattered the girl code. West Wilson is a serial heartbreaker playing chess with emotions. Kyle Cooke is performing concern. The rest of the friends are picking sides on podcasts. Ciara Miller's verdict still stands. The entire foundation of this friend group is gone. The Bravo reunion and what happens next. So what happens next for this group? The Season 10 Bravo reunion films in just a few weeks. Our sources say Ciara Miller will have a lot to get off her chest when she finally sits on that couch. Bravo is actively monitoring the fan backlash to see if this Summer House scandal tanks the vibe for good. It also throws a massive shadow on the upcoming 57-person spinoff, In the City, where Amanda, Kyle, and Lindsay all have to share screen time before any of this is resolved. The overlap timeline, the real start date, the texts, and the lies are all coming out on that reunion stage. Amanda wanted you to believe she was starting a glamorous new chapter, but the truth is, she burned down her best friend's trust to do it. The main character era was just a cover story, and it turns out the villain era is the only one that's real. So what's your verdict on all of this? Are you Team Ciara, or do you think this whole cast is just equally messy? Subscribe and hit the bell because you do not want to miss the moment that reunion footage finally drops.